if Baltimore Ravens secondary is as good as y'all were at getting all them training camp passes, then we're going to be in good shape. PFF, they did a ranking for the best secondaries in the NFL, and it's a beautiful thing because we don't have to go through all 32 teams to get to the Baltimore Ravens. We ain't even got to go through 31 of them because number one is Ravens flock. Let's get straight into it. It says, PFF has clarified its position on the coverage versus pass rush debate for team building purposes. Nothing on the defensive side of football translates better to points allowed than a secondary's performance in coverage. That means if a team expects to field a top 3 defense in the NFL, it better end up as a top-ranked unit on this list when we revisit after the season. So it's saying, hey, if you're going to be one of the best defenses in NFL, your secondary better be on point. Let's see what they had to say about the Baltimore Ravens, who are ranked number 1. It says, the Ravens added PFF's 9th highest graded cornerback from a year ago. So just a year ago, he was the PFF's 9th highest graded corner. Who is that? Jaire Alexander. Anyway, continuing, it says this offseason to pair with the NFL's 7th highest graded cornerback. Who's that? Marlon Humphrey. So PFF, they ranked Jaire Alexander as the 9th highest cornerback and Marlon Humphrey as the 7th highest graded cornerback. Ooh, that's a beautiful thing. It says they also drafted Malaki Starks, get this, who was PFF's top-ranked safety in the 2025 NFL Draft. So PFF, there's some stuff that they get wrong. We know there's some stuff that they get wrong. We got to acknowledge that. But there's a lot of stuff that they also get right. But let's continue. It says, to join the league's best safety, Kyle Hamilton. So you hear all that best this, the 9th highest this, the 7th highest that. I love that. Jaire Alexander, right, 9th best corner. Marlon Humphrey, 7th best corner. Malaki Starks, best safety in this draft. Kyle Hamilton, best safety in the league. They know that. They know it. But let's keep going. It says, while safety Ardarius Washington suffered a torn Achilles tendon in May and is likely to miss the entire 2025 season. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And yeah, most likely. It ain't confirmed yet, but most likely. It says Baltimore's philosophy of drafting the best player available has given the unit tremendous depth, assuming Starks lives up to his draft status. And remember what Zay Flowers said? He said, hey, Malaki Starks, he said he's like that. He is like that. Continuing, it says, don't forget, the Ravens selected Nate Wiggins in the first round of the 2024 draft. And so, again, they didn't even talk about everybody. We hyped off of this already, but they didn't even talk about everybody. It says, and they signed Chidobe Awuzie in free agency. This is a secondary that could be extremely difficult to throw against in 2025, and they should be. But I love hearing even more reinforcing arguments like that PFF presented to us and for us for the Baltimore Ravens secondary. Jalen Armour-Davis is still in there too, and depending on how they use him, he could end up doing something nice. TJ Tampa, he's still a part of the squad as well. And his versatility could prove to be big for whatever his role ends up being. They didn't even talk about the promising prospects of Sanusi Kane and Bo Braid as well. The Baltimore Ravens got a strong secondary. And PFF says they are the best in the league. Do you agree? My favorite part of the videos is when we get to hear from you all because you all bring great points. Y'all bring out stuff that I would have never, ever thought of, and I appreciate y'all like crazy. So if you would like to have your questions featured in the video, you can send me an email at teamkeepitclean@gmail.com, or if you want to show some love to the channel in another way, show some extra support, you can become a Team Keep It Clean patron, and you can go to patreon.com/Ingravenvids. Everything is down below in the description. Let's get into this first question from a Team Keep It Clean patron, my guy, Omar. He said, hey, Ingraven. Hey, Omar, what's up, baby? He said, hope all is good with you and the fam. Had the whole family in the car over the 4th of July weekend listening to your vids on the drive. Oh, man. I hope I ain't put your family to sleep. But anyway, he said, we appreciated you holding it down and keeping the content coming. Always love how you break it all down. I appreciate you. And you do that. Something that you said about a week ago. you sent in a question about the offensive line that you were hyped about the offense, Lamar Jackson, the secondary, the defense, all that stuff. But you said that you were excited most for the offensive line. And when I first read that, I said, what? Really? What? How? But you talked about the continuity of everything. And that's such a great point. But continuing, he said, I feel like the Ravens have the roster they need to enter training camp. No need to force a move. The key word being forced. If something special comes along that's just too good to pass up, sure, take it. But otherwise, stay patient. The trade deadline's not until early November, and a lot can shift between week 1 and week 9. Injuries, roster shakeups, surprise breakout players. So here's my question for you. What's your take on the Ravens staying put for now and focusing on creating as much cap space as possible for in-season trades or late-season veteran signings? Appreciate you as always, my brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Much love. Hey, appreciate that, Omar. Their roster right now is great. I felt like their roster has been great for a long time. You're just looking at this offseason, even before the draft, their offense, not their offense, their roster was really, really nice. Then, of course, after the draft, it got even nicer. But they said, then they said, you know what? Let's go ahead and add Jaire Alexander. Okay, no problem. But I wouldn't be mad if they stood pat, if they stood where they were at, but I also wouldn't be mad if they made a move here or there. And there's some guys that we got in mind that we've already expressed who we would love for them to sign, who we would feel like could make their team even bigger, even stronger, even better. Guys like a Jadeveon Clowney, because you look at some guys who are all on a depth chart, but they haven't really made an impact yet, and they could. Their time could be coming, but guys like David Ajabo, guys like Adisa Isaac, you add Clowney in there, you have even more of just quality depth. You think about a safety. At the safety position, we just finished talking about how great the secondary could be. But then there could be that bit of uncertainty at safety. So could you add a Justin Simmons to just shore that up? You could. Or you could stay where you at too. And I think really either way, I think they would be good. But just in case. And then you think about the offensive line. Right now, you got Daniel Falele at right guard. You got Andrew Voorhees at left guard. Could you sign a veteran like a Brandon Sheriff or something like that to just add another quality veteran for some true competition at that left guard spot? You could. So Ravens have options. I don't even think if they were to add any of those guys, it would be forced at all. But it's nice to know that they do have options. But if they choose not to go with those options, then they'll still be in real good shape. Next question came from another Team Keep It Clean patron, my guy KT. He said, what's up, Ingravenvids and Team Keep It Clean flock, man? Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of your episode. I had a week of chaos last week. A couple days after I watched the episode, I transferred from an iPhone 12 to an iPhone 16, and I didn't know my password and got locked out of my Apple account for too many attempts. I couldn't reset my password until Sunday after the 4th of July. So I'm over here trying to catch up on everything I missed. So I'm going to have some questions soon about the last episodes. Hey, it's all good, man. I'm glad you finally back in your phone, because I know, like, little problems like that, they can, especially when they linger, it's really annoying. It's annoying. It's frustrating. It's like, oh, why does it keep happening? But I'm glad that you're good now. And you ain't got to thank me for nothing. You ain't got to thank me I thank you for being a Team Keep It Clean patron. I thank you for even sending in questions to be a part of my favorite part of these videos. I thank you for supporting. So thank you. Next question came from my guy, Jason. He said, good morning. I'm so happy that I found your channel a few months ago. I appreciate that, Jason. I'm happy that you found it too. He said, I don't think I have been this pumped for upcoming season ever. And all of the Ravens fan skepticism that we all have has been tossed out the window with the baby in the bathwater. Santa Clara, here we come. Okay, hey, my guy said it's on the way. Okay, I ain't mad at it. Let's go. He said, let's talk about our legends for a quick minute. We have the guys who are considered the best to ever do it at their positions. We need to honor our Ravens legends out front of the stadium. It's long overdue. If you make your mark with the Ravens, and even better, if you are homegrown, Lombardi's personal honors and the biggest piece, that gold jacket and immortal bust in the Hall of Fame, you deserve a statue for Ravens fans forever to see that statue. Kind of like Camden Yards is with Orioles players. And lastly, let's name the field after Ozzie Newsome. Everything he did was seen by all of us fans on that field. The expansion franchise Baltimore Ravens have an incredible history since '96, and every day a new fan arrives, the history needs to be celebrated. So my guy said, hey, we about to get that Super Bowl and make some more history. But he said, let's not forget the history that's happened. Now, something to think about. When you think about Hall of Famers, you think about a lot of Ravens, great players, and you talked about just them adding more statues in the front. How many statues could you possibly have, though? Because you added enough statues, then that's going to start taking up a lot of space. So, and you know, Ravens fans keep growing. Ravens flock keeps growing more. Like you said, it's new fans that come through every single day, which is a beautiful thing. But you add enough statues, we ain't going to have no room to walk around M&T Bank Stadium. And then as far as them changing the name to naming the field after Ozzie Newsome, it's a lot of money involved in that, my friends. It's a lot of money. That's what's called M&T Bank Stadium. So he would have to cut a heavy check. Anyway, continuing. He says, side note, the NFL needs to return the history of the Baltimore Colts to Baltimore football. Ooh, getting personal now, baby. Anyway, he said, thank you for all the Ravens news. It's probably you that has my wife mad at me in July for being so excited for this season. He said, just messing around. Keep it up and keep it clean. Appreciate that, Jason. And tell you what, chill out. No, don't tell her that. Don't tell her that. Turn this part of the video down, please. But no, she should be excited. Because think about this. They always say happy wife, happy life, but husband's got to be happy too, right? This question came from my guy, Zlager. He said, hey, I saw your video when Antoine sent his question, and I wanted to share my thoughts as well. I had my first baby back in October and had similar questions. I figured things out with a bit of help from my dad. Becoming a father isn't as hard as it seems. It's all about doing your best. That's real right there. I do think it is tough, though. It is very, very tough because you becoming a father, like everything changes. Because it's not just about you anymore. It's about your kid, it's about the kid's mother, it's about all of that, y'all family. It's about everything, and it's a lot to take on, but it is doable. And like you said, try your best. That's one of the biggest things, trying your best. So many people, as we've all known and experienced in some way, form, or fashion, whether we know somebody, whether we experience it ourselves, there's some people that don't try their best, and they give up. They say, you know what? Nah, I'm done. So they suffer as parents, the child suffers, and they miss that because it's a beautiful thing when you have that connection, whether it be with your mother, whether it be with your father, whether it be with just people in general as a child, and that's special. So yeah, like you mentioned, hey, try your best. But anyway, continuing, he said, my dad always says there's no wrong way to raise your child. As long as you're teaching them right from wrong, just take it one day at a time and enjoy the journey. When you come home from work and see your child smiling, all the stress you felt before they were born just melts away. It's amazing knowing that you're going to be someone's superhero. When your baby arrives, you'll gain a whole new perspective on life and become a better person. I hope this helps, Antoine, and congratulations. Hey, shout out to you, Zlager, for sharing this information with not just Antoine, but really just all of us, too. And because this right here, it applies to new parents, but it also applies to just parents in general. Because as parents, we all struggle with different stuff from time to time. I tell my wife recently, I told her that April, for me, as a dad, was the hardest month ever that I've ever had. Because I just felt like with my son, and he's 9 now, he's getting ready to be 10 real soon. I just felt like it was something like every single day was something new. It felt like every single day where it was a struggle, it was a conflict, it was always something. And I'm like, oh, it was probably the most stressful month for me as a parent ever. But we got through it, we made it through it, and then things been smooth sailing since. It's been some little bumps in the road here and there, but that month was just really, really, really tough. But again, what you were saying, again, try your best. Try your best. And I say be present. Don't run away from it. Yeah, you're going to take breaks here and there, whatnot. Sometimes you need a little break, you need a little breather or whatnot. But don't run away from it because you'll regret it. Zlager also said, he said, I was watching a video about what Zay Flowers said about Malaki Starks. The next video was the crazy ending in L.A. when Wallace ran the pump back in overtime. I noticed 3 key blocks, too, that they on that return. He said it was from Charlie Cola, Justice Hill, and number 51, I can't remember who that is. Those 3 made that return possible. So I love how YouTube, when they line up videos nice like that. 51 last year. Oh, my goodness. I'm drawing a blank right now. But that's special because that's special teams. He spoke about Charlie Cola, Justice Hill, and 51. My apologies because I can't remember who it is right now. But it takes a group. Football is the ultimate team sport. So it can't just be one person doing all the work. It's never going to work like that. It got to be a group effort. And punt returns like Tylan Wallace in that Rams game, they show that. Metcalf and Ramsey on the same team. Next question came from my guy Pablo. He said, hey, once again, congrats on your content and vibe. Always my favorite Ravens videos. Appreciate that, Pablo. Thank you, man. He said, thanks from Mexico City on behalf of Ravens flock over here. Oh, I know y'all be repping over there. I already know. I know y'all know how to have a good time, too. He said, my question is, do you think Metcalf and Ramsey could be on a regular basis and in good terms on the same team? I ask this due to the explosive and dominating personality on both of those players, especially due to that they are going to be playing and practicing against each other in Pittsburgh. I wonder if that could go well for them or better for us if it ain't. He said, LOL, thanks again and go Ravens for life. That's a good question because they had their battles against each other. Because remember, Jalen Ramsey used to play for the Rams. DK Metcalf, he used to be on the Seahawks. So they got to see each other a lot. And they went back and forth. But I think they'll be fine in Pittsburgh. I think those are two really nice players, two players who I would have loved if they came to the Ravens. Oh, both of them. I mean, the Ravens, they wanted Jalen Ramsey back when he was getting drafted. But they even wanted him before then, too. Or, excuse me, after then, too. But obviously it didn't happen. But, yeah, I think they'll be fine. Mike Tomlin, he got something over there where he knows how to keep people, hot heads, under control. But then when they leave Pittsburgh, it's like, okay, everything go crazy after that. But so yeah, they'll be fine. But for us to just revisit what Pittsburgh Steelers did with adding a DK Metcalf, with adding a Jalen Ramsey, and with all the offseason moves that they did, and to make sure all Baltimore Ravens can really keep up with them, y'all make sure you check out this video right here.